My people, how on a day? I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. My people, I'm not happy. I'm angry. I'm pissed off. I'm not happy with what I'm hearing from Mr. Uwazurike. First of all, respect to our sister progressive analyst for bringing this news. I heard from a platform that Uwazurike is appointing the Prime Minister of Massob. Now, Mr. Uwazurike was somebody that I gave the benefit of doubt when he came out to say he was asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Even though I know the first person to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu was Uwazurike, to call a spade a spade. The first person to ever kidnap Nnamdi Kanu was Mr. Uwazurike, during the time our leader Nnamdi Kanu was doing his traditional wedding. So when he said that he was speaking on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu, asking for his freedom, I took it in good faith. Even though I'm somebody that don't forgive nor forget, I gave Uwazurike the benefit of doubt. Now, in the month of October 20th, when the Showore did his protest for Nnamdi Kanu, Uwazurike said he was going to come out to protest for Nnamdi Kanu. Again, I gave him the benefit of doubt. I felt at old age, he has turned a new leaf. So I made a video where I supported him and said, well done for doing what is right. Although, we also what happened that in the protest of Nnamdi Kanu, Uwazurike was nowhere to be found. A man who came in the public to say he was going to protest for Nnamdi Kanu, on that day, he was not in Abuja. He was nowhere to be found. In fact, the lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu, Aloy Jimako, was arrested on that day, to show you the level of those who were more prominent in that protest. So that made me to suspect Mr. Uwazurike. But because he came out to speak for Nnamdi Kanu, I gave him the benefit of doubt. But now, seeing this his statement, and this is action of saying he's now swearing in a Prime Minister of Massob, it tells me this man is still running his own goals, his own mission, his own agenda, not looking at the bigger picture that his time has gone and passed. All his men from Massob were taken out by the then government of Olusegun Obasanjo. So for this man to be doing what he's doing now, I'm not happy about it. Because this man came so close to be one of those that I would have seen as turned in new leaf or being born again, who has repented from his actions. So let us hear what he said, and I'll break this video down. I'm very, very angry because my intention was never to speak about this man this way anymore. I thought he has changed. I thought he was repented. I thought his eyes are now open. He was blind, but now he can see that of a truth, Nnamdi Kanu is the right one. But from this video he made, it is clear all this while he has been a green snake under a green grass. He was pretending to be of us. He was like a wolf in sheep clothing, pretending to be with us, pretending to be showing empathy at a time when Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Because this same man said to Nnamdi Kanu, if I see you in Lagos, I myself, I will arrest you. This was said in the month of February 2021. Within 3 months, our leader Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya. You see me, I don't forget things. I have the memory of an elephant. So at this point, let us break down this video. I will analyze this video with anger, with pain, because I almost forgive this man, even though I'm somebody that don't forget nor forgive. I'm not God. So please, listen to what this idiot said here, and let's continue from there. Listen.
Everybody, my name is Uwazurike. I have decided to make this video to clarify on certain issues.
Hold on, he's been too slow for my liking. I'll try to fasten up his voice. He's too low and slow for my liking.
To clarify on certain issues.
Let's go.
Regarding the recently concluded elections we had in my organization, being Massob. As a matter of fact, that was the 7th time we had the election. Elections are held every year.
Hold on, he said this was the 7th time they were having or holding an election to elect a prime minister. Election is held every year. So with all due respect, if you are holding an election in the first week of January 2026, so I'd like to see the proof of the previous elections that was held in January 2025, January 2024, 23, 22, and perhaps 21. Because we had nothing, I had no wind of this nonsense for the past 5 years, even while our Nnamdi Kanu was a free man. And when Ekpa was here, there was never a time we heard about Massob doing a so-called election to elect a prime minister. That's a slap on the face of we, the Biafrans, being that we have gone very, very far in this movement. So come with the proof. Show me what you've done for the past 5 years. Show me all your prime ministers. How come they have a 1-year tenure? Show us how the Biafrans, we the Biafrans, got involved in your so-called election. When were we told to come with a baton? When were we told to go out and vote? Where were the candidates? Where was the debate done by the candidates? Where is the manifesto of all the candidates? And who voted for a candidate to become prime minister? Is it just Massob as a small group? Or is it the people of Biafra? Uwazurike, those are the pertinent questions that I need answers from you. But let's continue.
End of every year, every December. So that was the 7th. I'm surprised that some people were very uncomfortable with it, as if it just started yesterday. Massob is the 46th member state of the UNPO. UNPO means Unregistered Nations and Peoples Organization. Being Massob is the 46th member state. We have rules and regulations. We have procedures. And one of the procedures is that each member state must always have its elections. Terminal elections. That's what we had.
That's fine, but for us, we believe Massob is now a defunct organization. When I say a defunct organization, DEFUNCT, a defunct organization, it means it has ceased to exist. There is no more portfolio for the members of Massob. Even you yourself, we heard from your own mouth what Andy Uba did to you in prison. How he brought all your men to your prison jail and told you to forget that thing called Massob, or you would die and rot in jail. All your men came out and told you they are now working with the Nigerian government. And you said from your own bloody stinking mouth that who are you to fight by yourself if all your soldiers have been bought over? At that point, you knew there was no other need to fight for the achievement of Biafra. So you stepped down. Your hands were tied, but you had to step down. From prison, you stepped down, and before you knew it, they gave you your bail. Unlike our leader Nnamdi Kanu, who they've promised heaven and earth. But till this day, he said no. It is Biafra or death. But in your own case, when all the chips are down, when they brought your men to see you, all your commanders, to see you in your prison cell, you said, who are you to do it by yourself? If all those who should be on the front line fighting for you, they are now with the government. So your hands were tied, you skipped to the law of the government, you were paid handsomely, and you went into real estate, building houses and hotels. Hence your nickname, hotelier. So to call a spade, I'm not someone that buys this nonsense that out of the blues, now Massob is now functioning again. Who are you fooling? I trusted you, but you have let me down. I am very, very disappointed in you. But let's continue. The floor is yours.
Big Massob is an enlightened organization based on non-violence, non-exodus. I started the new Biafra in 1999 when everybody was asleep. It was conceptualized, it was thought after, not by emergency. Some people hijacked it because they had no other handiwork. I started Massob as a lawyer when I was more than 10 years at the bar. I didn't start the struggle as a jobless man or someone looking for as an applicant.
You were a lawyer. You studied your law in India. And from there, when you returned, you started Massob, yes. So I would expect you to be more specific when you're saying some people hijacked it. I need you to be more specific. Give us names. Let us know those that hijacked your movement. Do not be subliminal by saying some people, an individual, a group of people, someone. I was told that somebody hijacked the group, or those nonsense. Be more specific and call out names. You claim to be a lawyer, so I know you understand the innuendos of life. Be more specific and tell us names so we know where you stand. Because when you're saying some people hijacked it, I'm asking myself, what do you mean? We knew what happened in 2012. Where our leader Nnamdi Kanu told you, the way this Massob thing is going, you have deviated from the movement. Give him 6 years or 6 months, she said. And this thing called Biafra will be achieved. If he does not succeed in 6 months, then he's happy for him to be hung publicly in a market square and killed. You yourself, knowing fully well that you have already been compromised, you refused. And your own people, your own men, they attacked him. Which was why he said, okay, the best thing to do was to break out and move away. So when you say some people, they hijacked it, it doesn't make sense, because Nnamdi Kanu didn't take over Massob. He moved away, and the people, they followed him. Hence, when you are giving your analysis, you must be more specific about who you are referring to when you say some people came and they hijacked it. You are a lawyer, as you claim, from India. You must, or you should, know better. Let's continue. Take it back and listen.
Oh, that handiwork. I started Massob as a lawyer when I was more than 10 years at the bar. I didn't start the struggle as a jobless man or someone looking for as an applicant. But in between the lines, along the lines, some people hijacked it. Hijacked something they knew nothing about and brought in violence. It's saying that nobody could get independence through non-violence. Uwazurike is a saboteur. Uwazurike is a this and that. They introduced violence. And I shouted.
Who are those that produce the violence, with all due respect? That's the subliminal message this guy is putting out. At a time when our leader is about to go and put in his appeal, at a time when Trump has regarded Nigeria as a disgraced country, at a time when Nigeria is burning due to the activities of Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, Lakurawa, and the rest of them, this man is still here trying to refer to the Biafran movement that has been vindicated as introducing violence into the Southeast. So this man will have to be more specific, so that the deaf, the dumb, and the blind will know who he's referring to when he says some people came with the movement with violence. This is the problem I have with this man. He's been mischievous in what he's saying here. Because when you don't call any names, there is left for the people, the 80 million Biafran people, to assume you're speaking about someone. You leave them in the state of assumption. Who may he be speaking about? Is this Nnamdi Kanu? Is this Ekpa? Whom is he referring to? But let's continue.
I shouted that this violence you're bringing in will be problematic. They had their sponsors. At the point, the World Igbo Congress started sponsoring them. I took on the then chairman of the World Igbo Congress when he was saying, Africa, started contributing for the people that were destabilizing the Southeast, providing funds and assistance to them. I was shouting. Who didn't hear me that time? Who didn't hear me in Igbo land? That I was shouting, asking the World Igbo Congress, what do you mean by Agbo on Africa? Where is the Agbo? Where is the snake? They said I was a saboteur, that I was not supporting their notion and propaganda that the Fulanis had conquered the Southeast, they were all in all the bushes and all that. Today, all the people who are sponsoring the violence in the Southeast have ganged up simply because they have seen that the violence could not hit anything. Now they ganged up and started speaking against the perpetrators of that violence because they're in trouble. I don't want to mention anybody's name.
That's the problem.
It about 360 degrees. They started speaking against the violence they perpetrated in the Southeast. All these cowards were staying in America, Europe, and other places, sponsoring
names
in the Southeast, that the people today can't get up.
Name names.
And fighting.
Give us names.
Against the violence they were sponsoring.
Give us names.
Now they're talking against Uwazurike, as if they started this struggle with Uwazurike. The struggle they hijacked. Simply because they could not get anything or achieve their so-called Biafra through violence. Now they turned round against Uwazurike. Then the election we had on the 30th, the 7th, we have been holding. Did it start yesterday? I'm here. I'm not a criminal. You are the criminals living abroad, contributing for the destabilization of Igbo land. Now you people have failed. Simply because you have failed, you could not hide your faces in shame. You want to criticize Uwazurike as if you started this struggle for Biafra with me. You never did. Who were you in 1999 when we started the struggle? All the offices we used from 1999 to date are my houses. The houses I bought before the struggle. Because nobody would allow you to use his house or premises as Massob office of Biafra agitation. I challenge you. All the premises we have been using since 1999 to date, who owns them? Uwazurike. Because by the time I started the struggle for Biafra, I had worked as a lawyer for 10 years. Successful. Quite unlike you people who are jobless, looking for work. The first radio Biafra I had was in Washington, D.C. I was watching the radio Biafra from here in Nigeria. In 2009, I went to London and found another radio Biafra London, which you people hijacked. I was paid for radio Biafra London from Nigeria for 3 years before you hijacked it and turned it into a machine, a violent machine or machine to propagate violence. Now you people failed. You came back now and started pretending as if you were not part and parcel of the people who were propagating instability in the Southeast. There was one in South Africa who made so many videos against Uwazurike because he was sponsoring or supporting instability in the Southeast, saying that Biafra could be realized only through violence. Now, recently he repented because he saw that his leader had been arrested. He turned against his leader. Some of them, who are even in America, who were serving as legal advisors to the same organization, are today preaching against the same organization. They were legal advisors too, who were even going to court, defending the leader of that organization, the mentality of the people. Because that leader is no more free today. All of you have ganged up against him, speaking against him. I'm not like you, I'm not a coward like you people.
But you are acting like a coward by not being specific. Give us names, because the way you are speaking now, you're putting me in the realm of, assumption. You said there was somebody in South Africa. Who is that person? Now you want me to pick names and assume you are referring to Ikenga, Iragwa, and the rest of them. I want to do that. You are a man, as you claim, as a leader, you should have the balls to call out names. This is why I'm angry with you, because this video you made should be something that should have never been done by you. Because what you do or what you did was to try to put us in doubt. And I'm not happy with this your video at all. It makes no sense. You are being subliminal. You ain't calling names, but you want us to now assume you are speaking about somebody. Mr. Man, your time has passed. If not, by now, you should have still been in custody by the Nigerian government. And whenever they truly release you as a freedom fighter, you will come out with Biafra. That's how it is. Because there is only 3 places meant for a freedom fighter: jail, 6 feet under, and the last one, you know how that one goes. So don't come here and tell me, oh, there was this deal they did with you that released you. You are relaxing in Nigeria and saying you have gotten yourself a prime minister. If you're really a freedom fighter, you cannot be in Nigeria. You'll be on exile, because Nigeria does not respect the rule of law. So the third one is exile. For the fact you are in Nigeria, declaring that there is a prime minister you have just, elected. If somebody like Simon Ekpa should come to Nigeria and say, okay, I am doing the coronation of my election as prime minister. In fact, the DSS, the police, the army, the Boko Haram, the Nigerian government, they won't even waste time to come and shoot us guns. They will drop bombs with their Tucano jets and destroy the whole building we are using for that event. And not only that, they will destroy the other houses around that vicinity to make sure not even an in-law who is sleeping in one of the hotels close to the venue will be spared. So for you to tell me that at a time like this, when things are hot, at the time when our leader Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to life imprisonment, someone like you have the freedom to say you have now coronated a prime minister. At a time when the block is hot, as we say in the USA, the block is hot. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to life imprisonment. There are police, army, spies, DSS all across the Biafra land. That now they even search your phone. If they see IPOB in your phone, you are a dead man. If they see the picture of Simon Ekpa on your phone, you are a dead man. If they see the picture of Nnamdi Kanu on your phone as we speak, you are a dead man. If they see anything about ESN or IPOB activities on your phone, you are condemned to die on the spot. So for someone like you to be in Nigeria, you sleep and you wake up, and you went to say, oh, you carried out an election for a prime minister in Nigeria for Massob. That tells me you are working with the Nigerian government. Because right now the block is hot. The street is talking. They've got eyes, spies, saboteurs all across the land of Biafra. From the special forces, Ibubeagu, and the rest of them. They are after us. We aren't safe. So anybody who says they are doing an election to elect a prime minister, that tells me you are running the scripts, the narrative of the Nigerian government. As we speak, Biafra was really declared on the 29th of November 2024 by Dr. Ngozi Oruagbeze in the absence of Simon Ekpa. And we only have one government. We only have one government. So Massob has ceased to exist. The day Biafra was redeclared, Massob ceased to exist. Because the thing you are searching has already been obtained or attained. The Biafra you are looking for, we already have it. So whatever you are doing from the 29th of November 2024, when Dr. Ngozi Oruagbeze redeclared Biafra on behalf of His Excellency Master Simon Ekpa, from that day, all agitations in order to attain Biafra ceased to exist. They became a defunct organization or movement. Because it makes no sense. If you are looking to get something and that thing has been given to you, there is no need to search or yearn for such things anymore. So for you to come out at a time like this to say, oh, we are now fighting, we have redeclared the prime minister. For what? Massob? No. That's the script of the Nigerian government. Because just a few days ago, I know how Nigeria they work. They are meticulous in their approach. Just a few days ago, the Nigerian, the CDS or whatever, said, oh, now since Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa has been in jail, the Southeast has been peaceful. So you coming here and saying, oh, those who brought violence, that you have been vindicated. It tells me you are working with the scripts of the Nigerian government to kick a dog while it's down. Uwazurike, I almost forgave you when you pretended, acted like you have repented. From your words, it's clear you are a very bitter man. You are angry. You assume Biafra movement was a family business. It was yours, your invention. That was your assumption. Not doing no in this thing. You are doing it for the people. We do it for the people, for the children, both born and yet unborn. People are the ones to assign you to that movement, not you being the sole owner of a movement. It doesn't make sense. This was what Nnamdi Kanu was trying to tell you way back since 2012. You speak about violence. You were the one that brought violence. You went to the wedding of Nnamdi Kanu to kidnap him. What's that? peaceful, a peaceful interaction, that's violence. A man on the best day of his life, Ibanku or whatever he was doing on that day, you went there with your men. You kidnapped him from his wife, took him away. You strip him naked, you beat him black and blue. Violence! Not only that, while he was bleeding, you asked the women around to urinate on his body. A man who was unconscious on the floor, viciously beaten black and blue by you and your men. What do you call that? A peaceful interaction? That's violence, man. You are a bitter man. You are a bitter loser. And I've lost all respect I have for you. You almost fooled me, you know. But I knew. When I made those videos, I was praising you. Simon Ekpa told me I should take what you are saying with a pinch of salt. I should take what you were saying with a pinch of salt. Even though we knew what happened when your house, your land was being taken by Governor Hope Uzodimma, we spoke out for you because we assumed you've changed. I never knew that you were just playing to the gallery, finding a way to be relevant again. To all you out there, the Biafrans, when you are down and those come to you to console you, they pretend they are for you. They pretend they have come to console you through your pain. In most cases, don't trust those ones that you have a problem with. They have come to laugh at you. This man was mocking us, laughing us when Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by the Nigerian government. But he pretended to have forgiven Nnamdi Kanu. He pretended that he was going for the rally, the protest for Nnamdi Kanu. This idiot made a video saying we shall see him in Abuja to protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. This traitor, this saboteur was never there. This guy sold out his movement. They paid him handsomely. He was rewarded handsomely. And he's in shock. How come this man, Nnamdi Kanu, has refused to speak? How come this man has not been broken? I know they've promised him some money. Why is he not taking it? Okay, if he's wasting time, now there's a vacuum. To federal government, you can use me now. I will come and see if I now have a prime minister. To indirectly tarnish whatever Simon Ekpa and his government were doing all this while in the absence of Nnamdi Kanu. You can use me, I can do it. And this saboteur, at a time when everybody is sad for what Nigeria did to Nnamdi Kanu. This old, dirty, stinking, ugly-looking animal is coming to Biafra to tell us he has now appointed or elected a prime minister. What a sacrilege. Alu! Fiakwa. Anybody who tries such deserves the capital punishment. A sacrilege. We still have a prime minister and his name is Mazi Ekpa Simon Onjoko. Nobody else. No counterfeit. No counterfeit out there. We the people, we the 80 million Biafrans, we elected Simon Ekpa as our prime minister. And this idiot is here trying to play to the gallery, trying to be meticulous with his words, trying to beat about the bush, to paint a narrative, to come with a story as if he's making sense. When we know what he's doing, he's trying to beat a man while he's down, to kick a man while he's down. They came to hijack his movement, he said. But he's yet to call names. Let's continue. Listen.
I cannot to support him. Because at the point he was my follower. That he deviated and followed violence.
Listen.
Preaching that freedom could not be realized through non-violence. That I want him, notwithstanding, I still preach for his release.
You are a liar, you are a criminal, and you are a thief. Now slowly he's painting the picture, showing you he's referring to Nnamdi Kanu. That Kanu told him, or someone told him, the only way was through violence. And he said no, it should be through non-violence. And they called him a saboteur. And they hijacked his movement. But him being a good man, he's still out there speaking, advocating for his release. Those are his words. The release of Nnamdi Kanu, those were his words. So he wants to be subliminal. He thinks people like us, we are stupid. You think we are unlearned, that we are not learned? Or is it because you are seeing me laughing and cracking jokes here? Do you know my pedigree? This is the problem. People like this think they can bamboozle us, they can fool us with some subliminal statement. Subliminal means when you're talking about something, but you are not calling names out. Indirectly, you are saying something, you are referring to someone, a group, a people, but you ain't calling their name out. Then we say you are being subliminal in your approach. This man is bitter. This man hates Nnamdi Kanu with a passion. The first man to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu was this man here. What manner of man is this? And we thought at old age, this idiot would have repented. Has he acted? He pretended to have changed. Only for him to come out in the public and is giving a subliminal message condemning Nnamdi Kanu. And now want to reignite Massob. It means all what we have been doing since all these years are nothing to this man. Well, if you don't believe in what we are doing, then you are not part of us. If you don't believe in what we are doing, then you are not part of us. And you have no right to speak for us, with us, or to us. You are a saboteur. You are an animal. Let's continue, you idiots.
I still saw him as my boy.
Take it back. Listen now. Listen.
At the point he was my follower. That he deviated and followed violence.
At a point he was my follower, but he deviated and followed violence. It means this man is saying Nnamdi Kanu is violent. It means he's saying that Nnamdi Kanu brought violence to the southeast. It means someone like this was one of the witnesses. We said it. There was a witness that said Nnamdi Kanu brought violence to the southeast. This man believes the narrative of the Nigerian government in the private. But in the public, he came to lie to us. Pretending like he's saying, all I'm saying is, release Nnamdi Kanu. What has he done? What did he do that Igboho did not do? What did he do that the this did not do? Releasing Nnamdi Kanu. When we told you, all these governors, they're all the same. They're all the same. They are pretenders. They are happy where Nnamdi Kanu is. But they pretend as if they are calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. It's just so sad that the only man who told us how to release Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency, Massob, he told us. The only way is through what? A prisoner exchange. A prisoner exchange. A favor for a favor. that's the only way to release Nnamdi Kanu from Nigeria. But unfortunately, some of you went with the narrative of the federal government and your state governors to sabotage Simon Ekpa in Finland. 3 IPOB members, you saw their pictures, you saw their videos. 3 members of IPOB, they colluded with Nigerian government to testify on behalf of Nigerian government in Finland against Simon Ekpa. And Simon was given 6 years imprisonment. But lo and behold, the same Nigerian government that those 3 members they colluded with, the same Nigerian government now sentenced the leader of those 3 members, Nnamdi Kanu. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. So when you work the math out, when you look at the equation, Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of IPOB. He is fighting for freedom of his people. Simon Ekpa is the most beloved disciple of Nnamdi Kanu, and he has been fighting for the freedom of his people since his leader, Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped. Suddenly, IPOB members, 3 of them were sent by DOS, Chinasa Nworo and the rest of them. They sent these 3 members to assist Nigeria to win their case against Simon Ekpa in Finland. And during the trial of Simon Ekpa, these 3 members were sent to Finland by the Nigerian government to declare that Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB and that he has not been paying tax and all those things. They don't know him. He's not a member of IPOB. They won the case because Simon Ekpa was now convicted for 6 years imprisonment in Finland. So with the help of these 3 members working with Nigerian government, I repeat, with the help of these 3 IPOB members sent by the DOS, Chinasa Nworo and the rest of them, these 3 members helped Nigerian government. These 3 IPOB members helped the Nigerian government to convict Simon Ekpa in Finland. When that was done, the way the Nigerian government will say thank you is to now jail Nnamdi Kanu life imprisonment and was sent to Sokoto. So when you now work out the equation, who are these 3 members really loyal to? Are they loyal to Nnamdi Kanu, or are they loyal to Nigerian government? You now see that they were loyal to the Nigerian government. These 3 members, who sent these 3 members from DOS to work with Nigerian government? The 2 big names are who? Chinasa Nworo and Chick Edoziem. Until Chick Edoziem comes out to say his hands were not there. Then him being the so-called head of the DOS, he should be able to tell us who appointed those 3 members to work with Nigerian government to jail Simon Ekpa. Because you will assume, if they really felt that, okay, Simon Ekpa is the problem, and they want to work with Nigerian government, then you will assume Nigerian government has an agreement with them, say, help us. As Bianca Onowu said, Bianca lied that if they can jail Simon Ekpa, that small boy is the problem of Nnamdi Kanu. If you jail Simon Ekpa, Nigeria will release Nnamdi Kanu. So if those 3 men worked with Nigerian government to jail Simon Ekpa in Finland, then and only then, it means that Nigerian government will now have to reciprocate the same favor by releasing Nnamdi Kanu. But in this case, Nigerian government now even came with harsher punishment on Nnamdi Kanu by jailing him life imprisonment and calling him an international terrorist, and declared that IPOB still remains a terrorist organization, and the ESN, they are condemned to die. Those were the exact words of James Omotosho, a riffraff, a non-entity, a functioning illiterate who could not read. Because in English, there are 4 different parts. Most of you think it's just to speak. No. In English, to be a master of English, you must be able to do what they call the reading, speaking, listening, and writing. Reading English, speaking English, listening and understanding what you're saying, and also writing it. Mr. James Omotosho, not a justice, he's a riffraff. Mr. James Omotosho, he failed in the aspect of reading English. He could not read. You saw him, he was pronouncing the words the wrong way. How can you be a judge? A judge's role is to write out their judgment. So it means every word you write in that judgment, those scripts, they are your words. And in most cases, people write the way they talk. I repeat, in most cases, people write the way they talk. So if the way you talk is different from the way you write, then as a lecturer, I'll be worried. Say, this guy, he never says in hindsight. He's always saying, well, from what I've known now, I would have done it this way. But suddenly when he's writing, he's saying in hindsight, in hindsight, in hindsight. But when I know this guy, he's always saying, from what I've known now, from what I've known now, from what I've known now. When he speaks, he says, from what I've known now. Then I expect in your writing, you should be saying, well, with all due respect, from what I've known now, it is clear that this is, but if you say in hindsight, you are using different dictions that is not part of you. So Omotosho was faced with that nonsense. Because under Justice Binta Nyako, that was when that script was already written out. The script to nail Nnamdi Kanu was written out. And in that script, they said Nnamdi Kanu vowed to bury a council with 2,000 heads. Then one of his stooges, his stooge said, oh, Nnamdi Kanu, I'm sorry, I have failed you. I could only get 30 heads to bury a council. But when that idiot, James Omotosho, that illiterate was reading it, stooge, he called it stoogie. Nnamdi Kanu said he wanted 2,000 heads to bury Ikonso. He was angry that the Nigerian government, they killed Ikonso, so he demanded 2,000 heads to bury Ikonso. When all his men went out, one of his stoogie, he came back and said he's sorry, he could only have 30 heads to bury Ikonso. His stoogie, a stooge. He said stoogie. That tells me he's not the one that wrote it down. But let me come back to this fool here. All I'm saying is, if the 3 IPOB members worked with Nigerian government to blackmail Simon Ekpa, and someone was jailed for 6 years, you will assume they had an agreement with Nigerian government. But no. It tells me those 3 members, they were not working for Nnamdi Kanu. The DOS are not working with Nnamdi Kanu. They are working with the governors. So through them, while our leader Nnamdi Kanu was in the hands of Nigerian government, the DOS sent 3 of their members to Finland to blackmail the most beloved disciple of Nnamdi Kanu. And after that was done, Nigerian government now has the confidence to say the powers of Nnamdi Kanu has been cut short. Simon Ekpa is no more. So now you can expedite the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Give him freedom to talk in the court. No wahala. Nothing will happen. We have succeeded in blackmailing his most beloved disciple. And suddenly, the same Nigerian government now came to jail Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, that 3 of his members went to blackmail Simon Ekpa. Perhaps they were assuming that we will put the anger on Nnamdi Kanu. That why will you send 3 people to go and blackmail Simon Ekpa? Nnamdi Kanu, how dare you? You have compromised. You are in jail. You have gone soft because they have you in jail. You sent 3 members to go and blackmail Simon Ekpa. Perhaps that was why they said Nnamdi Kanu should condemn Simon Ekpa in court. You remember, they were forcing him to condemn Simon Ekpa in court. This means now thinking out loud. Perhaps their plan for telling Nnamdi Kanu to condemn Simon Ekpa in court, which he refused to do. Thank God he refused. Father Lord, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. They put words in his mouth, but he refused to say it. So if he had by mistake said, Simon Ekpa, I'm warning you, stop this thing now, they will now send those 3 men, IPOB members, to Finland to blackmail Simon Ekpa. There will now be like a rumor that Nnamdi Kanu has sent 3 of his men to Finland to blackmail Simon Ekpa, to say Simon Ekpa is not his member. You saw him in court when he was shouting and he was warning Simon Ekpa in court. But Simon Ekpa refused to stop, so he has sent 3 members of IPOB to Finland. And today, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa is now in jail for 6 years. Then we, the followers of Simon Ekpa, we shall now take the anger on Nnamdi Kanu and the DOS. Nnamdi Kanu, how dare you? Simon Ekpa was the only one who was doing the job for you. He was your most beloved disciple. Nnamdi Kanu, because of Simon Ekpa, someone like me, Biafra superstars media, I came in the public. I gave my life to Simon Ekpa. I told the whole world, I am now a disciple of Simon Ekpa. The same way Simon Ekpa is loyal to you, the same way he loves you, the same way he's a disciple to you, same way I am a disciple of Simon Ekpa. If you attack Simon Ekpa, you have attacked me. Nnamdi Kanu, for the fact you have attacked Simon Ekpa, today, I, Biafra superstars media, I am no longer a follower of you. You have crossed the line. You have deviated. With Lord have mercy, even the thunders will come down. This was their plan, to create an in-house fighting, a miscommunication, not knowing those behind it were the members of the DOS. We shall now be attacking Nnamdi Kanu, see him as the enemy, see him as a snake, see him as a saboteur, see him as somebody who told Simon Ekpa to speak. He told us to follow Simon Ekpa. Nnamdi Kanu, you told us to listen to Simon Ekpa, share his videos, because Simon is coming with a new dimension. So someone like me, I came in the public to follow Simon Ekpa because of you. And now you sent your men to go to Finland to blackmail Simon Ekpa. How dare you? Oh my God, this was the game they planned. You see me? This is the way I rationalize my mind, my critical thinking skills. This is how I think in the public, in the open. It makes sense now. So when will I create this in-house fighting? There's a commotion. They will now say, yes, wallahi talai, assalamu alaikum, wallahi talai. We have defeated the Biafrans from the inside. We created a seed of discord. We created a cancer within the Biafrans. Now they are fighting themselves. Now they think Nnamdi Kanu was the one that blackmailed Simon Ekpa. So the members of Simon Ekpa, they are now fighting Nnamdi Kanu. They are so foolish. The Igbos, they think they are wise. But now we have used them. We have fooled them. So our next plan now is to bring Uwazurike. He will now come like a peaceful guy. He will be the one to solve the problem. He will come in the public. We shall allow Uwazurike to make a video in the public. He will make a broadcast where he will beg the members of Simon Ekpa and beg the members of Nnamdi Kanu to make peace. While they want to make peace, he will now say he now has a member, he now has a prime minister for Massob. That way, those who are fighting, they will now say, okay, they will follow Uwazurike as the real member. They will see Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu as traitors. We will now support Uwazurike as a peaceful one, as the one to bring things together. We will now go back to Massob, and before you know, we in Nigerian government, we are in control of Massob, so that way they will not get Biafra forever and ever. My people, this was the plan of these animals. So they forced Nnamdi Kanu to condemn Simon Ekpa. But when he refused, their plan B was to do it by themselves. They sent 3 members. When I say they, I mean the members of the DOS, Chance and War and the rest of them. They sent 3 members to Finland to say Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB. And when Simon Ekpa was sentenced in imprisonment of 6 years, the Nigerian government now knew, okay, the coast is clear. We can now punish Nnamdi Kanu. And nobody, there will be no consequence. This game is complex, so my people. This thing is complex. Right now, you all notice I've been observing. What is happening before your eyes is very, very dangerous and complex. I keep on telling you guys, I'm somebody that don't make mistakes. But the way things are going, all I can do now is watch and pray. Observe, watch, and pray. That's all I'm doing now. Because the way this game is going is so complex that this man had the temerity, he had the balls to come out in the public to say he has a new prime minister in Nigeria. And you see the coronation was there. No policeman come to burn the whole building down, to buy everyone on site. Suddenly, Nigerian government now respects rule of law, where you can come out and say you have a prime minister. But for just flying a flag, they buy us. But someone can now say, I have in an election, we now have a new prime minister. And they are peaceful, they are taking pictures. Come on. Use your senses to see the shallow game, the stupid games the Nigerian government is playing with your so-called stakeholders in the southeast. Uwazurike, you form my hand. But the floor is yours. I'll give it to you. Go home with it. Listen.
Preaching that freedom could not be realized through non-violence, that I want him, notwithstanding, I still preach for his release.
Lies.
But I still saw him as my boy. Notwithstanding. I said,
you see him as your boy. You see Nnamdi Kanu as your boy. Now God will punish you. For speaking that way, call him your boy. Now God will punish you. You are a madman. You think we're still doing mafia moves here? He's your boy. Our leader, a God on earth. You are calling him your boy. Who are you? You are a madman. Here again, hear his language. Hear the way he called Nnamdi Kanu his boy. Me not listen. Biafra, make una listen. I beg. Listen to me. Lend me your ears. Listen.
Through non-violence, that I want him, notwithstanding, I still preach for his release. But I still saw him as my boy. Notwithstanding. I said, I can't betray him like you people. Many of you people today who are ganging up against him were the people supporting him openly, contributing money, his foot soldiers. But today you are against him because he is in. And you are shameless about it. You are talking rubbish about him Massob holding an election. I studied my video convention thoroughly before I started the struggle for Biafra. I know the nitty-gritty of my video convention of 1933. Which none of you know. Do you know anything about struggle for freedom or self-determination? What do you know? You are in Europe and America talking rubbish, sowing seeds of discord in Igbo land. Do you know the efforts I made for peace in Igbo land? Even here, in New Owerri, as a video. If my men catch any thief midnight, we take the thief to the DPO. The police station, hand him over to the police. We maintain peace. I'm not a criminal. Ask the commissioner of police in Imo State whether he has had a single case against Uwazurike. Never. Have you ever had any report before of kidnapping and robbery involving any member of Massob in history? Have you ever had it? Upon our medical strength, millions of us, have you ever seen where an armed robber was caught and he mentioned Massob? Or a kidnapper was caught and mentioned Massob?
That's because you were not doing anything to the Nigerian government. You were working with the Nigerian government, like you just said. When you catch a thief, your members will take them to the Nigerian government. If people you are asking for your freedom from, that doesn't make sense. A real freedom fighter would not do that. But for the fact you just said with your own mouth, when you catch a thief in the night, in the morning you take the thief to the DPO, it means you are working with the Nigerian government. So there is no need for them to come and plant somebody. The person does something, they now say he's IPOB and ESN. We know the game. So if you're acting stupid and dumb, not knowing that it was the Nigerian government who is planting those people there, I ask you, what job is Asari Dokubo doing? What role is he playing? He's under contract with the Nigerian government, so where is he working? All his men, where are they working? Those they call the special forces, where are they working? Asawana, where are they working? Southeast. So what do you think? They do something and they say, oh, it's IPOB and ESN. But you are here now trying to vindicate yourself. So when have we heard Nigerian government blame Massob for something? But you forgot that even Peter Obi killed so many of your men in where? OG River. We saw their body floating on the river. So don't come here and start acting holier than thou. You were compromised. Once they know they've bought you, they're here now, then that's fine. The same way you are doing this now, saying you have now gotten a new prime minister. The same way they will allow you now. But a real Biafran ordered to wear a t-shirt with the name Biafra. You are a dead man. You are condemned to die in that zoo. Don't come here and talk trash. Say with small picking. You can't fool me now. You can't fool me. We know what's in there. We know what's in there. Don't come and say, oh, who have you ever seen them say Massob, they did this or that? When stupid, when kids. When it's real, suckers will get a feel. When it's real, you will see those things will come out, those sabotage, those blackmail, it will come out in the public. We know what's in there. But continue, the floor is yours.
Even if you are a thief or an armed robber, the moment you enter the Massob, you will never steal again. Because we school our people, we educate our people, we teach them the fundamentals of freedom. You are only good in hijacking what doesn't belong to you. You know nothing about. What are you finding fault with our election for? Why should you fault? Did we start with the election yesterday? Said Uwazurike has come up because IPOB is not there. Yeah? Was IPOB before Massob or was Massob before IPOB? Massob has been there. Massob was formed on 13th September 1999. 10 years later, I traveled to London and formed Radio Biafra London and handed it over. And you people hijacked it and started using it to propagate violence, which I condemned ab initio. I told you we never achieve anything through violence.
Are you seeing them again saying violence, linking it to Nnamdi Kanu? So he's in agreement with the courts. He's in agreement with James Omotosho. He's in agreement with the narrative of the Nigerian government that what we are doing is violence. That self-defense is violence. That the only way we should act is the way those in Middle Belt they're acting now. They're killing us and they're crying. They're killing us, so they're buying us, so please, they're buying us, so. Pray to God, pray to Jesus. Beg on USA to come and help us. We ain't cowards. We have the right to defend ourselves. It's enshrined in the UN laws. Under the Human Rights Act, you have the right to defend yourself at all time. Protect yourself at all time. It's there. Self-defense is not a crime. But under this coward time, he was working with the government. He was compromised. He was paid handsomely. But here he is now trying to change the narrative. The floor is yours. Let's continue.
And you never did. I have nothing against the federal government. And they know it.
Wow.
I can never be against the federal government.
Now you've just heard it now. So, in fact, I can rest my case here. He has nothing against federal government of Nigeria. Then why is he asking for freedom? He has nothing against federal government and they know it. He has nothing against the federal government and they know it. Then why the hell do you want to break away from the federal government if you have nothing against them? If you have nothing against them, it means you have nothing against their policies against us. You have nothing against their revenue allocation or reallocation. It means you have nothing against their fiscal policies and their monetary policies. It means you have nothing against their neglect of Biafra land, or what they want to call Southeast and the South-South. This man from his mouth just said he has nothing against the federal government. Mr. Uwazurike, with all due respect, we the people of Biafra, we have everything against that satanic, demonic country, contraction they call a disgraced country, a shithole, a zoo called Nigeria, and their federal government, and their Fulani Islamized government. So you and I, or you and us, we are different. Our agenda is different. If you have nothing against Nigeria, against the federal government, then you have no business saying you are fighting for your freedom. If you and your wife is in agreement, there is no need for a divorce. There will be no argument. You will have a perfect relationship. There will be mutual understanding from the first day you got married till the death do you guys part. You said with your own mouth here, you have nothing against the federal government. My people, God don't put the secret in his mouth to say it. As the saying goes, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Waiting there for this man's heart, when him they hide. By mistake, he done too much, he don't come out. He has nothing against the federal government of Nigeria. He has nothing against. Nothing. Oh my God. Take it back and listen, and I'll wrap it up. Take it back and listen. Listen.
Alex. And you never did. I have nothing against the federal government, and they know it. I can never be against the federal government. Because, like I said before, wait, I can never be against the federal government. Because I have nothing against the federal government, and they know it. I can never be against the federal government. Because I have nothing against the federal government, and they know it. I can never be against the federal government. I have nothing against the federal government, and they know it. I can never be against the federal government. I have nothing against the federal government, and they know it. I can never be against the federal government. I have nothing against the federal government, and they know it. I can never be against the federal government.
I rest my case. Grand opening, grand closing. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. No more talk.
Nnamdi Kanu is a clear example. In 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal struck down the charges against him and ordered his release. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also called for his unconditional release. Yet he remains in solitary confinement, in deteriorating health, and recently had to represent himself in court. Nigeria has signaled that the law is optional and targeting Christians is fair game. Just hours ago this morning, despite the pleas and cries of the Nigerian people and many Nigerian lawmakers, Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear.